Alright, hey everyone. Welcome to the video. This is will be a little bit different than usual. I am going to be drawing Alien, but during it, I will give out my little review of Alien Earth. I just finished a show not that long ago, so I felt compelled to talk about it. The reason why is I'm a big fan of Alien. Really enjoy the franchise. Love the first two movies. Third one, it's alright. Fourth one is fun. Prometheus, I liked it. Not the greatest, but yeah, it's fun. I guess it's good. And then Covenant, I didn't care for it too much at all. And now Alien Earth, after watching this, I can I can safely say it was not my cup of tea. It was pretty bad actually. The alien barely pops up in it. It is really just a side character. The main aliens are these other species of aliens. The xenomorph is not the main threat. The main threats are, like I said, these other aliens species that get introduced. There's not really a whole lot of tension because the main characters are these kids who get turned into robots. As robots, they're all super strong, they can take on bullets and they can kill the xenomorphs if they had to. So, right off the bat, if the main characters are these strong robotic characters, why should I care about them? There's no tension. Like, I know they're all gonna probably live. It's like, what? Ridiculous. Besides the characters being bad, it's not just that. There's all like their actual attitudes and the way they are. It doesn't make sense. None of them feel like real characters whatsoever. Besides that, the pacing is awful. The story just so wonky. They have everything possibly going on that could, and yet nothing happens. And the editing is very bad as well. And it feels like they wanted to make a different show. The whole thing with the children being robots felt more like it could be a Blade Runner thing. It just felt so off from Alien, and so did everyone else. Everyone was just ridiculous, very stupid. There were some plot points here or there with the other aliens and the robots. That's like, okay, that sounds like that could have been neat, but that would be for its own show. It really just feels like they wanted to make the show about the robots and those other species, and then they were just required to have Alien pop up from time to time. That's really what it feels like because, like I said, Alien is not really a big player in this at all. Really, like, yeah, basically disregarded. The editing, just right off the bat, just threw me for a loop because in episode one, within 5 minutes of being introduced to these characters who I thought were going to be our main cast, they all disappear. I had to rewatch it because I had no idea what the heck happened. What they did was they had these quick jump cuts, spoiler warning, of all those characters being dead. But it just happened so quickly. It was like bam bam, like literal one frame thing and you miss it. It showed them all killed off right there. And I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, well, hold on. Were those different characters that they showed off? Were those the characters that we just saw and that's in the future? Was it just someone having a nightmare? Like I had literally no clue. I had no idea what the hell was going on. So the editing is very odd there. And then other times, somebody's like in a chase with the alien, and it's like, oh boy, the alien's gonna get him. And then suddenly it just goes to another section of like some other characters. And it's like, well, what happened there? Like all the tension's gone. Because whenever we do get reintroduced to like the person who's being chased or whatever, they're just, maybe they're like perfectly fine and like nothing's going on. Like that's how bad the editing is. It's just kind of you're right in the middle of the action and then boom, everything's gone. It's like, well, what the heck was that about? And the show goes into they try to have like this really in-depth themes and metaphors, but man, it was just a pain in the butt to go through, honestly. So the main villain, I guess you could call him that, is a genius, boy genius guy. Everyone's calling him. What's his name? Boy Cavalier, super rich dude, and he's the one who gets all the kids into robot bodies. And he refers to himself as like Peter Pan. All the kids are the Lost Boys, and then they're on the island from Peter Pan. Was it Fantasy Island? I think. Oh wait, no, Fantasy Island. That's the thing with Ricardo Montalban. Ah, fudge it, I forget. Oh, Neverland. There we go. But yeah, it's like they are constantly referring to Peter Pan in them. If they just referenced it like one or two times, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. But they do it every episode over and over. It's always in your face. You'll actually see clips of the Peter Pan film right in the shot, and then they constantly reference it. There's a character who has a robotic hand, and he's supposed to be like Captain Hook. Everything's in your face, and it's just like, oh my gosh, man, I get it, but they never let up on that. Even to the very end, they are still pushing that stuff. I look, I love Peter Pan, fun stuff. I like the Disney animated films. Don't push that into here. I really couldn't care less about it right at this moment. I just want to see the alien and whatnot, but they do this really bad. The characters themselves are very bland. None of them are memorable. I only knew like one or two characters' names by the end of the show. I not care about any of these people enough to remember their names. I had to look up some of their names for this review, and even then, I forgot. I might have to look them up as I'm talking. But it was that bad that you don't care about any of them. Like if somebody dies, there could be a show where you really hate a character and you're just glad that the character got killed off. You're like, yeah, yeah, finally. But with this, you don't even care enough whenever they die. Yeah, you just roll your eyes. Well, at least I did. I just kind of skimmed it, fast forwarded a tiny bit. I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't even know about this character. Don't care about him. It's supposed to be some intense scene, and it's like, yo, we got like 5 minutes with this guy total out of the whole show, and I'm supposed to feel for him when he dies. I don't even know his name. Like, who cares? So Wendy, the main character, robot, and the leader, has a special power. She can control electronics from all over the world. And so she uses that power to spy on her brother on the other side of the planet. He believes that she is dead because all the kids they were taken and put into robot bodies in secret. None of their families know. So the brother joined the military and he's a medic, although you wouldn't really think he is because he doesn't really help anyone. He's just kind of there. I wouldn't even assume he's part of the military. He doesn't. None of these characters really act like their roles. But anyways, Wendy's brother and his team are assigned to check out a spaceship because a spaceship just crash landed into a city from space, and this ship is holding all the alien species. No one knows that though. Right now, they just know it's a spaceship that crashed, so they're checking it out. And Wendy, using her camera control, is able to see what happened, and then she asks for her and the rest of the robots to go check out the crash site. Not really to go see what's going on, it's mostly to go see her brother. But at the same time, her brother doesn't know she's a robot, so there's a little bit of tension there. Ooh, what could possibly happen, I wonder. Well, again, that's where I was talking about the story being bad and the way they everything's laid out because we think there's going to be something going on with that. Like, oh, what could happen? How could this evolve? But literally within seconds of meeting her brother, another robot character is like, oh, hey, that gal right there is actually your sister. We're all robots. And so any tension or creative process that could have been there, just bam, gone within the first meeting. Also, whenever these robots go, yes, they're all super strong, but they haven't been tested. There's no like combat training. They're all still literally kids, so they could probably still freak out. They're not supposed to freak out. Since they're in robot bodies, they're supposed to have like no emotions. But everyone in here is very emotional. They do not come off as robots at all. They all just come off as like lame brain, dumb kind of people. Very stupid. So they just go in there. They're not wearing any, I don't know, any kind of protective gear. They don't have any guns to try and stop the aliens. Because, like I said, they don't know that the aliens are there, but the boy genius does. He actually helped the spaceship crash. So he knows. So it's like, why don't you have them go in with some weapons? Because each of these robots costed a lot of money. So it's like you're just gonna, whoa, waste all that money, just in case they get destroyed. But whatever. Wendy's the only smart one. She does take a weapon, but her weapon of choice, it makes no sense. She doesn't take like a gun or anything. She goes to a paper cutter and just rips the blade off of it, and then she just puts on her back like she's a ninja. Also, she doesn't have anything to hold the blade. She just puts it on her back and it just sticks there like it's magnetic. I don't get it. I did not understand that. It makes no sense. But yeah, that was her weapon of choice, and they go in to help the brother. and then help the guy who's supervising them, who's happens to be a 100% full-fledged robot. They go to the crash site, and the alien species start attacking everyone. Not the actual xenomorph, though. The xenomorph is just, like I said, side character, so he's not there. It is all the other aliens. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The xenomorph does attack. He escapes the spaceship and starts attacking this party of cosplayers. They're all dressed up in 1700s fashion. They're like the rich elite, and the alien takes them out. And kind of dumb because whenever the characters are all dead, they were all sitting in chairs, posing. If you watch that scene, just freeze frame it, it's weird because if an alien attacked, everyone would be running off everywhere. Half of these people are sitting down, just lying back, and it's like it looks like the alien killed them and then posed them. It's very odd. What the heck? And they oh, the main alien is his eyeball with tentacles. So it tries to attack Nibs, one of the robots, and they're able to hold it off. But this alien with the eyeball is very strong. It almost got into Nibs' head because what the alien does is it rips out somebody's eyes and just controls you. It's like a parasite. And she was barely able to hold this thing off with her super strength. So remember that. But yeah, they finally stop that alien as well as the regular xenomorph. Wendy destroys it with her ninja sword thing. And after that, they go back to Fantasy Island. Another thing is the alien costume looks horrendous. If you look at it, and it's just so cheap looking. You can tell it is a dude in a costume. They could have made it look so much better. But no. Literally every single time, I'm not exaggerating, whenever I saw it, all I saw was some guy cosplaying. And yes, while it'd be a neat, fun costume, the way they're doing the lighting and they're just showing it all, like there's no mystery, there's no spookiness, and it just looks so bad. You can see the actor's musculature underneath it. You can just kind of tell how the guy is. How you can just see him underneath it. It's like, what the French toast is this? What is this crap? I want to see aliens. I don't want to see a dude in a costume. Come on. Also the alien moonwalks. That's literally the very first introduction you get to the alien. You'd see him do a little attack, and then he just goes backwards. And it's just like, what was that? That just looks so off. And whoever they had for the actor of the alien just did not pull it off. And it wasn't just me like looking too much into this. I even showed this to family members who aren't as big fans of Alien, and then they just saw it and they're like, what is this? Or like, well, what's going on? Because besides how it looks, the way he moves is off. He'll nod his head back and forth in this swaying motion. And it's like, okay, maybe if you did that once. But he's just doing it back over and over and over. It's like, is he acting like a dog or something? Like, well, what is this? Even family that do not look too deeply into the films were noticing things like that. Also, they have music that just doesn't fit. Music's totally off on the genre. Because at the end of every episode, they'll play like some 90s or early 2000s rock music or something like that. And it would just pull me out of the scene. Where's the atmospheric sound? I mean, heck, even whenever they use the atmospheric music that should fit it, even then they screw it up. Because there's one music note in the original Alien whenever they go into the engineer spaceship where it's low and it goes boom, bum, 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 and it kind of has like a spooky factor. That's right whenever they walk inside the spaceship and they look everywhere and you're like, whoa, and it's very scary. It just ups the ante. And that is for a real impactful moment, right? Well, no, they're using that sound, that musical note, whenever they're just walking through the hallway. And it wasn't like the alien popped up or something spooky showed. No, they're just using that while they're walking. It's like, okay, nothing popped out to warrant that. Like, nothing's going on. And then the girl who got attacked by the eyeball alien, she goes crazy. She thinks she's having a kid. Uh, I don't know where the hell that came from. The stupidest thing, weird ass twist. There's a character named Curly who gets jealous of Wendy, and then she's like, I'm gonna be the new favorite character. But literally, I don't think we ever see her again. Like, she is so unimportant. Like, I thought there was gonna be some tension where it's like, oh, now this character is gonna try to fight Wendy for the top dog role. But no, I don't think we see her again. So like the last episode, she's like, oh, I thought I was a favorite, but I guess not. Well, looks like we're all BFFs again. And I was like, what the hell? Like, and Nibs' plot, both of these plot points really go nowhere. Nibs goes a little bit more in depth, but it, like, things just kind of backtrack and like nothing really goes much further than that. What else? Oh, there's a flashback episode, and for this, I do not understand people. Everyone was saying that for this flashback one, that it was the best episode of the whole show. I watched it and it's like, okay, I guess, but that's not saying much. It sucks because the atmosphere looks good and everything for sure, but that they're basing that off the older film, so it's like, it's just a copy of that, and all the people on it were just complete thundering buffoons. There's a doctor who accidentally kills the captain because he was trying to get a face hugger off of him, and instead of freaking out, like, "Oh my god, oh no, I killed the captain," and like feeling remorseful, he's just like, "Whoops, my bad." And it's like, what the fudge? Well, it's like there's no empathy for any of these characters. Like none of them feel real. The other one is a some I think she's like the scientist or doctor. None of these people really fit their roles. They're all trash. But she is studying the alien species, and a couple of them can suck out your blood within maybe like 5 seconds. They'll kill you instantly. And she's just putting her hand inside of its containment unit willy nilly. She's just eating food and drinking, and the food and drink could have gotten her killed because the alien creature crawls into both of them. And it's like, you dumb moron. And then some other guy, I think he's the engineer's apprentice, and he didn't know what he came onto the spaceship for. And it's like, what the hell? What is up with these people? Because they're going on a spaceship for like 60 years or something like that. So any life that they had back on Earth is gone because anyone that they would have been with would have been dead or been like super old and they would have missed a lot. So it's like, okay, so you were on a spaceship without knowing what you were signing on for? And these people, supposedly at the very beginning of the very first episode, right? Whenever we first meet them, they say, we lost a lot of people getting these alien specimens. But they all act like complete jackasses. Like they just have no care in the world for these aliens. They don't have any safety protocols. I guess they do, but none of them are. None of them are following them. They're complete morons. Even the bad guy, Moro, he's like the Captain Hook of the show. He's supposed to be the smartest one, and he's like, we need to figure out who is sabotaging this mission. And he's going off the cameras, looking at everyone one by one, trying to find out who did what. And then later on, he finds out somebody woke up from their cryopods and is destroying everything. But he's a moron because all those sleeping pods that everyone was in, those are all in one room. If I was in there, I could probably walk around that room in like 20 seconds. It's You just walk around that room and you see everyone sleeping there. And it's like, you were in that room multiple times and you didn't notice that one of the sleeping chambers was empty? Like, you moron! It's like it's so ridiculous. Like, even if you weren't trying to look up that specifically to see like who was awake, you should still check the crew and be like, hey, is anyone else dead or are they all asleep? Who's safe? Who's here? And like, you could easily see, like I said, you just walk across the room within a few seconds and be like, hey, someone's missing. So I know everyone talks about how smart this guy is, but he's an idiot. He's dumb. Some other character, he's staring at people sleeping, being a real creep, and they call him a robot, and he acts like he has no emotions. So I'm like, oh, this guy's an android. But then the alien kills him, and he screams his head off. So I was like, oh, I guess that guy wasn't a robot. But they tried to put like all this emphasis on him to make him seem like he was a saboteur or some robot. And it's like, well, that went nowhere. The other one is shoot, what happened? Oh, uh, the eyeball alien took over somebody and attacked the alien. Just straight up jumped on him and started biting him. And that is dumb because the alien started screaming, going, ah, and trying to get him off. It's like, that's ridiculous. Like, let's say even if the eyeball alien is strong, because it almost got into the robot's eyes. Let's say it's strong, right? The human host that's controlling is not, though. Like, that alien could have just swiped and tore the guy in two. So it's like, why is the alien having trouble with this thing? It's idiotic. Writers have no idea what the heck they're doing. Awful. And then the stuff goes on. There's like a whole bunch of crap that happens, but none of it is really meaningful. Some robot kid gets eaten by these alien bugs that they had. But I don't even remember the dude's name, so who the heck cares? Some scientist. he's like the only one who kind of cares for the kids. He gets fired because he doesn't want to do any more experiments. And his wife is also a scientist, but she's a complete B word. Oh my god. Like, what a bitch. She freaking he gets fired and they're like, "Hey, if you do not leave this island in a couple hours, we're killing you." And then she doesn't quit. She should have quit on the spot and like, "Oh no, I need him," or if you're firing him, you fire me too. But no, she just lets him go off. And then eventually he gets face hugged and dies. Alien pops out of the dude. And the whole time he's missing, they have a red alert because aliens are loose, right? She could not care less. She never thinks about him. She never talks about him. She doesn't try to call him or anything. Okay. Honestly, I didn't even know they were married. So I was watching other people reviewing it. And then I wanted to see other people's reactions. And that's how I found out. And I was like, what the fudge? It's like, that wasn't even, it wasn't shown whatsoever. It's just, they just say it in like a quick sentence and it's done. What else happened? Oh yeah, Nibs, she goes crazy. They wiped her mind so she would kind of calm down, but immediately the very next scene, they remind her that she's nuts, and so she just goes back to being crazy. It's like, I thought you wiped her mind so the story could kind of progress in a different way and then revamp it up so that she goes crazier when she relearns everything. And you're like, ah, you wiped out my mind, freaking out. But no, they tell her what happened immediately the next scene after her mind was wiped. So I was like, what was the point of the mind wipe if you just cut the tension right there? It's really odd. The other one is Wendy's brother. Gosh, this guy's like a medic, but he doesn't portray any of his character's traits. It's just like mm, wrong casting, or like all these people were just given bad scripts. It's totally horrible. But brother's team is on the island with them, and Nibs, Wendy, and the brother are trying to escape on a boat. And Nibs goes crazy. She starts ripping people's heads off and killing everyone. And so the brother character doesn't want Nibs to kill his friends, so he shoots her. And it's like, self defense. He's helping his friends out. And then Wendy's like, "What did you do that for?" And it's like, "You're crazy. She almost killed his friends." And then it's like, look, I know you care about the robot, but you've probably known her for a week, probably even less, maybe just like 3 days, because there's no real good showing of time on this. We have no idea how much time passes. This whole entire show could have happened in like 2 days, but they make it seem like they've known each other for the longest time. And it's like, hey, lady, that's your brother. That's your brother's friends. He's trying to protect his friends. What are you talking about? And then Wendy like confronts her brother later on, and then she's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, because I was helping my friends." And then she's like, "Yeah, but you tried to betray me. Just because the alien sees you as food doesn't mean we're food too. We are the predators, and you are the prey." I'm like, that's basically what she says. It's like, what the fudge? What is wrong with you, you moron? She's all upset, but Nibs comes back literally the very next episode, and you don't even see any bullet wounds on her. She's perfectly fine. I don't even think they had to fix her. She's just up and up. I was like, oh, okay, whatever then. All hell goes loose because the actual xenomorph is released by Wendy. She wants him free because she can communicate with it. She can whistle and like make clicky click sounds. So the alien sees her as the mom now. So it's her attack dog. So anytime we see the alien, it's just doing her bidding. So she's having it kill all these people going on the loose. And again, the editing is so bad. And whenever the alien is about to attack someone, like there's a whole squad of military guys ready to shoot at it. And they're like, oh yeah, it's about to go down. The scene cuts and we go back to the robot kids. And it's like, oh my god, I don't care about the robots. Just show the dang alien. Like I said, right whenever action was about to happen, it cuts, goes to something else. So you never see the alien really doing much in action. Anytime it is fighting or attacking people, it's always like off screen. And it's like, oh my gosh. Eventually, the robot kids are put up in this little holding cell, and it doesn't make sense because they know Wendy can control all the electronics with her mind powers. And so Wendy uses her robot mind powers to control the electronics and open up the facility, and they escape. And just like you guys already knew that she could do that, but you didn't put any preventive measures. The boy genius, he's just wandering around the hall, skipping, going la di da di da. But the aliens around, it's so dumb. They make him. Hey, he's supposed to be this genius, but he comes across as a complete moron. Yeah, I don't care for any of these characters. They're all dummies. And that eyeball alien is really the main menace. That takes more of the killer alien role than the xenomorph. The xenomorph does kill a lot of people for sure, but it's always like off screen and it's like people we don't know or care about. It's like whatever, man, whatever. But this eyeball alien is like a bigger threat, or so they really put a lot more emphasis on this eyeball creature. Oh, and the eyeball creature that almost got into Nibs' head tries to jump into Wendy's brother's brain, and her brother is able to push the thing back and stop it with his strength. mind you, he's a human. He's not a robot. And not to be mean to this actor, but like the dude does not work out. He's very skinny, you know. And it's like, okay, maybe a big buff guy could probably try to push this thing off, but he's a lot more skinnier. And even his acting, oh my gosh, he's just got his hands out. And he's like, he's just like there's no tension. You don't feel like he's even acting. It's kind of like a real half-assed job. So it's like, oh my gosh, you kidding me with this? I can't take this seriously. So yeah, the Xenomorph is now an attack dog for Wendy. Boy Genius. All the villains are complete morons. Well, the main characters are morons. Everyone's stupid. Could not take the show seriously. I constantly rolled my eyes. I fell asleep a few times. I would have to just speed up, fast forward a little bit. Sometimes, like towards the end, I would just skip whole sections. I'm like, oh my gosh, this show's ridiculous. So yeah, that's Alien Earth. Show was I don't think it was made by fans. It feels really like people wanting to make their own show and they just needed the money, so they're like, yeah, we'll make something with Alien. That's what it feels like. It just complete garbage. So I give the show like a 0 out of 10. Well, maybe a 1 out of 10. The sets and designs, they look good, sure, but it's like the actual story, characters, plot, editing, music, everything else, horrendous. So yeah, 1 out of 10. And I would say avoid it. It's boring and nonsensical. I wouldn't even do it for like one of those hate watches. It is that lame. I was like, ugh. Heck, my family, they tried giving it a watch and they just stopped after one episode. I trudged along. I got it. So thanks for watching. Listen to my well thought out and sexy review. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye, everyone.